Are you struggling to recover from a relationship with a narcissist? Because you're not alone. It's not easy to recover from damage caused by someone who has made you feel powerless, unworthy, or even question your own sanity. But don't worry, because in this video, we're going to share practical tips and insights for you to be able to take your first few steps towards healing. The first key step to get you on the path to healing is acknowledging that the abuse happened and that it wasn't your fault. I know it's not an easy thing to do, but it's super important because it's common for people who have experienced narcissistic abuse to deny that it actually happened. You might have even told yourself that it wasn't that bad, that you're exaggerating, or that you overreacted. You might be even wondering, why is it so hard for you to accept that you were abused? And it's because narcissists are masters at manipulation and gaslighting. They know how to make you doubt your own experiences and your feelings. So, what is one of the best few ways for you to acknowledge that the abuse happened? It's to write down your thoughts, your feelings, and your experiences in a journal or diary. I know. You might be thinking to yourself, Nada, why are you telling me something that's so outdated and also so cheesy? But trust me when I tell you, it's an effective tool. First off, journaling can encourage some serious self-reflection. By writing your thoughts, your emotions, and your feelings down on paper, you're giving yourself a chance to gain a better understanding of your emotions and how the abuse affected you. And secondly, journaling can help with memory recall, which is especially important when it comes to narcissistic abuse. Narcissists have a way of distorting reality and also making you question your own memory. So writing down events in great detail will not only help you with your facts, but also make sense of the situation. Now, once you've recognized the abuse, the next step is to limit your contact with the narcissist. If you keep engaging with the narcissist, it's kind of like picking at a scab that hasn't healed yet. You risk falling back into the negative patterns, and that can be really damaging to the recovery process. So if possible, try to unfollow them on social media and reduce any forms of communication. I know this might not be easy, and there may be some circumstances where this might not even feel possible, especially if you're living with the person or they're a relative. But it's important for you to create this space for yourself. Ultimately, the distance can help you reflect, gain clarity, and work towards healing. Once you've acknowledged the abuse and limited your contact with the narcissist, the next step is to develop your values. See, when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, you're often focused on pleasing them, and that doesn't leave a lot of room for you to be able to think about what you want and what you believe. Your values are the principles that guide your behavior and your choices, so it's crucial for you to be able to give yourself the time to figure out what they are in order to build a stronger sense of self. Now, figuring out your values isn't always easy, and it does take some time, but it's definitely worth it. So take some time to reflect on your life experiences and what's important to you. You want to ask yourself, what do I stand for? What do I believe in? These questions can help you guide you in the right direction. Remember, the more time you spend on this, the more likely you'll build a stronger sense of self. Because when you have a clear sense of what you stand for, it becomes easier for you to identify and resist attempts by the narcissist who's trying to manipulate and control you. So take some time for yourself and really think about what matters to you. At some point in your journey, you might be experiencing a lot of anger towards the narcissist for what they have put you through. If this happens, the next step is for you to let go of any anger and resentment you have towards the narcissist. When you hold on to that anger, it can take over your mind and your emotions, and it makes it hard for you to focus on anything else. It's like being stuck in a negative feedback loop. You're focused on what caused you to be angry in the first place, and you're just replaying it over and over and over again. Here's the thing. Letting go of your anger doesn't excuse the narcissist's behavior or give them a free pass to treat you poorly. It just simply means that you're choosing to let go of the negative emotions that are holding you back. So how do we let go of the anger? The first step is to try to understand the narcissist's behavior. Yep, that means taking a closer look into what's going on in their head. You see, narcissists have a deep feeling of inadequacy within themselves. On the outside, they might seem very confident and put together, but on the inside, they're a hot mess. So what do? They try to belittle others in order to feel better about themselves. But here's the thing, they're not doing it to be mean or malicious. They're doing it because they have a fear of being exposed as flawed or imperfect. That fear is so strong that it can drive them to manipulate, gaslight, or emotionally abuse others. It's like a protective shield that they put up in order to avoid feeling their own emotional pain. And understanding this fear can help shift your perspective. Another thing you can do to let go of your anger is to avoid attempting to change the narcissist. Trying to change them is like you're trying to swim upstream in a raging river. It's not going to work. I know it's tough to let go of that desire to make them see the error of their own ways. We think if we could just get through to them, that they would magically transform into a better person. But here's the hard truth. Their personality traits, their behaviors, and their thinking patterns are deeply ingrained and has become a core part of their identity. They're stuck in their own ways, and it's not something you can fix. In fact, confronting a narcissist about their behavior will often backfire. It can trigger their defenses and lead to more gaslighting, blame shifting, and rage. Trust me, you don't want to go down that road. So what can you do instead? Accept the fact that you cannot stop the narcissist from being a narcissist. That's just who they are, and they're not going to change, but you can control how you respond to them. And this is where the power lies. All right, you've really come a long way in your healing journey, but there's one more step that you can take to take control of your recovery, and that's changing the narrative. Because one thing that may happen is that you tell yourself a negative story about your experience with the narcissist. You may be thinking to yourself, what's wrong with me? Why did I let this happen? Or I would have been so much further in my life if this didn't happen to me. This type of thinking can have a negative impact on you. If you keep telling yourself this negative story, you might get stuck in a cycle of self-blame, shame, and also make yourself feel powerless. Remember, we can't change the past, but we can change how we view it. And there are more productive ways to remember a negative experience. For example, let's say you were in a romantic relationship with a narcissist who was emotionally abusive and who isolated you from your friends and family. After the relationship ended, you might have been telling yourself that the narcissist ruined your relationship with them. But let's change the narrative. Instead, you can view the experience as a reminder of how much you love your friends and family, and that you will never let anyone come in between you and them ever again. By changing your narrative in this way, it can have a positive impact on your future decisions, your mental health, and overall well-being. It's important to note that changing the narrative doesn't mean that you're ignoring the negative parts of the relationship. It's about taking control of the situation and seeing things in a different light. I really hope these steps can help you recover from a narcissist in your life. And if you found this video helpful or informative, please consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that like button. And if you're interested in how to set boundaries with a narcissist, click the video right here where I share a few tips of how to do that. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one.